Yes, this is Sally Ward. Back again. Um, I did a website called buyerbewaremichigan.com asking for people's help. I call Lisa Slotkin, something I pronounce it, it's horrible. And she's District 8, and she controls my area, and she talks about clean water, safe water. I don't have safe water. And I recorded her staff on phone, and as you can see, I'm personal property. The value is zero. So, and I did a Freedom Information Act, trying to get information, and I tried to get it in was it this year? I tried to get it, and nobody was willing to give me the right information. And as you can see, you know. And my neighbor was arrested, and here's arrest records. And it's my neighbor next door, and as you can see, he was arrested in, I think he moved in. Both my neighbors moved in 2000. And as you can see, it says Clarkston, not Oxford. So that's arrest record. And I'm going to play this videotape for you. That has me talking to Elissa Slotkin, and that's in charge of my area.
Hello. Yes, is this, I hope I got the right number. Slotkin? I can't pronounce it very well. My name's Jeremy. I work with the Congresswoman, yes? Yes, I, was calling because I've talked to her in the past. Well, not to her, but her office, and, I was wondering if she could still help me. I haven't heard anything from her. Her name is, Sally Ward. And I have a problem with the house I'm living in. It's falling apart, and my raw water is contaminated with oil and automobile waste they dumped here. The house is on personal property. It means nothing attached to the land. I know you know that much. And the house is built with inferior products, so it's really falling apart. And we can't keep up with it. And my husband wants to try to fix it. We can't see it being fixed. So, but I also had a problem where I tried to call my government officials several times, and what happened is I ended up doing I had a lawyer tell me, go ahead, do a website. I did that, which was sort of a big mistake. Turning out to be a whistleblower, and I didn't mean to be a whistleblower. But it happened, Oakland County decided to attack my family, and the woman that's responsible for this property, Karen Messina, and her husband, Rodney Messina, and he's on the board of the Republican Party and up here. They have a powerful company, and I know they got names, family that are really important, but they went after my grandkids, and they took custody of them, and they put one up for adoption, and the other one we can only see him when the father allows us to see him, and they didn't serve my daughter properly. We had Oxford mailing address at 3755 Dartmouth Road, Oxford, Michigan. I found out I have a Suite 720, so it links me to the Clarkston address, because when I went back in the history, and I like looking at history records, I find it fascinating. The property was known as Clarkston, and then when I did that Suite 720 to my driver's license, I found out I had 2 active zip codes. And then I looked up arrest records, and the neighbor that used to live next door to me, that I share, that's a part of the ditch, because they built the house on Oakland County Ditch. He was arrested in 2000, and and it was under Clarkston. Well, my daughter got arrested over her prescription. It was in her bag, and they accused her for being underneath the presence of drugs when it was her migraine medicine and her prescriptions, and it was closed up, so they decided to go after her. They took her driver's license. They tried to make her look as bad as could be. When my daughter was pregnant with my granddaughter, after she had her, they took her from us. And it was because my daughter's thyroid was messed up. So whenever my daughter took any medicine, her thyroid, was making her kind of a little goofy, but they never tested her properly. And during the custody and everything, we had one, during her divorce, sorry, I had to back up. No, it's okay. One of the judges accused herself because she messed up the amount of money my daughter should have gotten. Her lawyer took her to court, say that she didn't pay, but under the contract it said that when she got paid, he got paid. She never got paid, and she turned around and accused herself after the fact of fixing it, and it was at Mary Brendan. And then she turned around and had, let me think of her name. Sorry, I'm old. But she turned around and handed to the other judge. The other judge made sure she took custody away from us, and we didn't do anything wrong. Our son was, he has autism, and he had problems with bathroom issues. And the school he was going to was trying to make it look bad by trying to lock the door before the bell rang. So then he would be tardy, so he could use that against us in court, her ex. And what happened is they took custody away from us from then, and then they took the baby. From the get-go, they didn't have any real, for over a year and a half, they didn't have anything to charge my daughter to take the baby away from, but they wouldn't give up. But one judge turned around and that did all this. She had 2 judges, court-appointed, retired court judges that were handling the case. One died in the middle at the end of it, and the other one took over Hamilton, and I found out they were both a part of the Bass Adoption Program in Oakland County, and they didn't do anything. They didn't serve my daughter properly when we tried to. We couldn't even appeal because the paperwork stopped. They did not give us anything. They were trying to get my daughter to sign adoption papers, but she refused. And what happened is she just paid off the loan that she owed $2,000 because she couldn't work because of her migraines. Because it gives her severe migraines, having the thyroid and everything. And I found out at the time she was 16 years old, and we didn't know that the thyroid runs in my husband's side of the family because he has the disease, and he had prostate cancer, and his mother, her grandmother had breast cancer, so she's being tested all the time for this. But what happened is that when she paid for the fine of the $2,000 because she was loaned, she got a loan through her friend that she works for. She cleans his house. He's an attorney. She turned around and when she got the receipt, Judge Brennan's name was on her. And it should have never been on there. It was illegal for her because she accused herself from the case. So I've been trying to tell my daughter to file a complaint with, to probably get the judges both in trouble for doing this.
So Sally,
but I'm just saying is that they have been attacking my family, and this property is owned by the township. It's known as township property. It's known as a Michigan Municipal, Brandon Township, Michigan Municipal Corporation. And I want out of the situation. I want my grandkids back. So I did my website. But listen, I need to tell you one last thing, please, sir. My website is buyerbewaremichigan.com. And so I just need you to, do what you can to help me. So I can get my grandkids back and I can get out of this house. Because the water all drains down to where I'm at. I'm the lowest point at Dartmouth Road. And the house is falling apart. I got mold and mildew growing. And the floors are starting to cave in some places in the house. And it was like I got AAA saying it's on my website saying the house was built with inferior products and it was uninsurable. So I can't sell it, and I'm stuck in an awful situation, and I'm hoping that the senator can help me out.
So Elissa isn't a senator yet. She's a member of Congress currently. And with redistricting, sadly, we're no longer your representative in Congress.
Well, I know that Debbie Stabenow, I talked to her, and her office is the one that said that this property was known to be a junkyard. And I did my research, and I found out Edward Levy was running it for the townships, Independence and Oxford, and that's why they should have never built a house here. The water's not safe. I have to constantly buy water, and it's draining me. I'm a senior citizen. But
I'm very sorry about everything. I really feel for you, and I provide you with the number for Congresswoman Elissa McClain, who's now your member of Congress.
Okay.
And if you don't hear back from them, you can always reach back out, and I can talk to our constituent team to see if we can still do any casework for members outside of our district.
Right.
Elissa McClain's office is going to be the office that'll be able to take any federal avenue to help you.
But I just say my gut instinct saying that they forged some adoption papers because they didn't have any proof. They drug tested my daughter, and they said that she was on heroin the last day of the court date. And the next day she was tested. She never had heroin. So I don't know what's going on. I mean, her ex-husband was going into enclosed meetings, to try to get even with my daughter. And so it turned into pretty ugliness. And I really want my family back, and I'd be happy to back off and leave and get out of here and stay quiet, but as long as it's going on and it's tearing me apart, we just saw my grandson this Christmas, and in January he had Christmas cards hanging up in his dining room. There was a photograph of the woman and the husband that adopted my granddaughter, and she is a part of her mother was the foster mother that took care of my granddaughter. And it just like they were all against us and wanted her to adopt my granddaughter. So, I want her back. because what they did was totally illegal. I could show so many different things. You know what I mean? And
I won't.
Is there any way you can give me the woman's
for your congressional representative's office?
Is there any way you can give me her phone number, please? So then I can wait for a phone call, and if I don't get it within a couple of weeks, if I could call her back. Is there any way you can give me her number?
So the office phone number for Congresswoman Lisa McClain's office is 586.
Okay.
697.
Okay.
9300.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate your help. As you said, I'm hoping that even the senator, if she could talk to, the governor or someone, because it's hard for me to get through with the governor, to help us.
Lisa is not a senator currently. She's a member of Congress. She represents the 7th District. So she's not a senator currently.
Well, like I say, that, whatever she can do to maybe discuss with somebody, I would have.
Lisa McClain's office.
Yeah.
She's a member of Congress that represents you.
Okay, but I'll just let you know, I know that she's running for office, and, I just want to see what she can do to help, I mean.
No, I understand. And if you don't hear back from Lisa McClain's office, I'll talk to our casework team to see if we're able to take on casework that's outside of our congressional district, and then we can go from there.
Yeah, because I thought about calling up the Innocent Project to see if I can get their help, because what they did was totally illegal, and I just, when it comes to selling this house to our family, let alone what they did to my family, period, I don't want to fight anymore. I just want to be able to get out of this nightmare. So I appreciate whatever you can do, to help. By passing it off to the, Slotkin. I can't pronounce her name very well.
Miss Bailey, I do hate to cut you off. I'm going to have to run. I have a meeting here in 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sort of pass all this along, and I hope we have luck with Congresswoman McClain's office. And if not, you can give me a call, and I'll see what we can do.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
You're very welcome. Have a good one, Sally.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, my daughter was drug tested 3 different times from 3 different departments, and they never found any heroin or meth or cocaine in her system, or even marijuana. So it was Mary Brennan was in charge of her divorce, and then when she messed up really bad is when they turned around and she accused herself because she was embarrassed because she messed up. And we didn't ask her to accuse herself. She did. And then Elissa Slotkin stepped in, and she's the one that took custody away from my grandson from the very get-go and gave him to his father. And, as I was saying, Isaac had problems using the bathroom. He has autism. And we tried to work with him every way, but he just refused to use the bathroom. And they weren't even wanting to cut us any slack, the principal. He turned around and would make sure the door was trying to get the door to lock the door before we could get my grandson into the school so that he would be counted absent. What happened is Lisa Slotkin, her husband is Charlie Slotkin. He works on Channel 2 News. And she did a number on us. She had 2 court-appointed retired referees handle the case. The first guy died. And then the second one, Hamilton, he's the one that made the decision to take away my granddaughter and put her up for adoption. And it was because she missed 1 appointment because of her migraines. But the caseworker had it set up, and we were the only one that she set this up for. My daughter had to call in a day before, within a certain window the day before, like within 3 hours or so. And my daughter had a migraine and she didn't call in time, so we weren't allowed to see my granddaughter. And I couldn't even explain this to the judge or my daughter. So I did Freedom Information Acts to find out more information, because in that Lois Graham's report, she says that there's 3 homes on the east side of Dartmouth Road. Well, we're on the east side, and we had our well put in. A house next door to me had a well put in, and another house on the other side of that had a well put in. And I couldn't get the report. So I did a Freedom Information Act this year. You know, I did it in the past, but I thought, well, I'm going to try it again. And I was denied access to this information. So it's just gotten worse. You know, I mean, I don't trust Republicans. I don't trust Democrats. You know, I hope that this doesn't happen to you and your family. But yeah, here you got, I have a Clarkson address and I have an Oxford address. And it's crazy. I feel like I'm in crazy town. And my daughter deserves to have her kids back. What they did to her was really bad. And these judges turn around and allow my son-in-law to go in there with the prosecutor in closed-door meetings. And even he was in a room with child, services. And they put into a private meeting with his attorney and him at the time when they took away Isaac. And then he wasn't happy, my son-in-law. He went as far as making sure he was in all the meetings with the custody case with both kids. And he's best friends with the foster mother's daughter and her son-in-law that adopted my granddaughter. Now, I'm just saying, I need your help. I really do. I need you to call my public officials or write to them and tell them to give me back my house money and my grandkids, especially my grandkids, so then we can go live in a house safe to live in. And with all this oil that comes up in my well water, I have to buy water all the time. It's gotten way too much. And I've been fighting this for a long time. I would have to wait 3 months, sometimes 6 months, so they would forget all about me, so I could get back in there to get more information. But now they know me so well as Sally Ward, they won't let me get any information anymore about this property. And the person that was in charge of the dump site that worked for the township, he on his death certificate saying that he was auto waste, car sales, and there was no car sales. It was all auto waste, and they kept me from documents, not all the documents there. They didn't give me all the documents, excuse me. And so I'm trying to do the best I can. I'm not very good at speaking to public, and I'm not very good at meetings, but I'm not going to give up. So thank you so much, and I hope that you'll find it in your heart to look at my proof, because I show my proof, give out some advice, and I ask for people's help. So thank you so much.